saw him today.
Who?
How can you be sure it was really him?
Hey guys! In the spirit of Halloween, I've decided to take a pair of killers from two of this year's R-rated hits. Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine, and Art the Clown from Terrifier 3, and pit them against each other to find out which of these two seemingly unkillable freaks is the harder to kill. Please note, I will only be drawing upon the representation of the movie version of Deadpool and only what's been established so far in the Terrifier lore for this hypothetical comparison. Anyways, ding ding, let's get it on. Some of the supernatural abilities attributed to Art the Clown are still kind of speculative at the moment. Whether or not he is able to shapeshift, conjure apparitions, possess or control the minds of his victims, open portals to some sort of hellish realm, or possibly have Freddy Krueger-like dream infiltration capabilities are all potential powers that may or may not be within Art's arsenal. But nothing in the current franchise installments confirms definitively if any of the aforementioned is actually so. Right now, the only significant power sets that can be attributed to Art without question is an enhanced physical robustness and a supernatural regenerative capacity, which isn't too far off from Deadpool's main sets of powers. However, while Art has demonstrated a freakish raw strength, with the capacity to rip bodies apart with his bare hands, Art hasn't demonstrated a physical prowess that is on par with Deadpool's enhanced athleticism. I'm going to leave out Deadpool's so-called fourth wall breaking power from this comparison, because in the Deadpool films, it's not clear if that ability is an actual power or just an artistic representation of the character that's implemented for comedic effect. So with that said, I think the main special traits of both characters is in their unique capacity to not only endure pain, but to uncannily recover from significant physical maiming, dismemberment, or even seeming obliteration. Deadpool's mutant healing factor has allowed him to recover from broken bones, torn limbs, gunshots, explosions, and even being ripped in half. While Art, by means of some sort of demonic supernatural force, has been able to survive swallowing a self-inflicted gunshot that blasted right through his cranium, and then has gone on to literally be decapitated by an enchanted sword, only to have his dismembered head be reattached to his headless body, with the separated body parts still having autonomy even when disconnected from each other. So, while Deadpool has the advantage of being able to regenerate his missing components, he still needs time to regenerate. And if it's his legs that are damaged, then he's temporarily immobile. Art, on the other hand, continues to have autonomy, mobility, and remote control over parts of his severed bits. So, I think tactically their regenerative capacities are actually kind of even, depending on the nature of their injuries. But I think Art might have a slight advantage in the fact that he is actually able to resurrect himself. I mean, Deadpool, despite his moniker, isn't dead, while Art the Clown technically is for all intents and purposes a kind of zombie demon. He is an undead phenomena, and perhaps maybe even immortal. While it's still not officially explained what Art is exactly, he's clearly not human, and he clearly collaborates with paranormal entities. So it's safe to assume that there's some sort of either demonic interface or avatar manipulation that is within the domain of Art's capabilities. He seems to be a manifestation or utility of some sort of otherworldly force, and it's unknown just how powerful that mysterious force is, but it's best to assume that regular weapons can't kill it, and it doesn't appear to rely on ideal living conditions to survive. Art also has another advantage when it comes to a kind of emotional durability. What sentiment he seems to have is that of a psychotic predatory playfulness. He's kind of like the Joker, a demonic agent of chaos and carnage that can't be discouraged from his malign agenda. In contrast, Deadpool may be able to quickly heal a broken body, but he is still very much vulnerable to a broken heart. A vulnerability that makes him potentially weak of will and prone to depression, irrationality, and even self-destructiveness. Art might have a symbiotic relationship, or perhaps a subservient agenda, with the little pale girl entity and the now corrupted Victoria. But it doesn't seem like Art has a heart to break, nor a soul for that matter. Therefore, no sentiment can be used as leverage against him. He seems to be an evil supernatural weapon with a specific purpose of feeding upon human suffering and death. How do you kill something that isn't technically alive? Something with no human empathy or reasoning. It's kind of like Deadpool might possess powers, but some sort of otherworldly power has likely possessed Art. How do you destroy what might be a possessed body that was disposable to begin with? And even if you do destroy it, does it really die? Or does it assume yet another host?
Every week when I first went away, remember that? All your theories about demonology, possession, you became obsessed, became crazy. You're right.
I'm not listening to this.
You'll listen to me. Sometimes demons try to enter our world, only they can't do it alone. They have to choose a vessel.
Terrifier 3 implies that it might be that the demonic forces in that universe try to break into the human realm via a host, with killers being the ideal hosts. And when it comes to a body count, Deadpool ain't no angel. Given that Deadpool has a checkered background, both morally and psychologically, he'd be a perfect candidate for demonic possession. But this is currently an implied idea within Terrifier lore, and yet to be confirmed. What has seemed to be more concrete is that Sienna Shaw has demonstrated an ability to at least significantly damage the phenomena that is Art the Clown. Sienna might be a chosen figure that has been selected to act like a counterforce by some sort of benign and righteous power in the universe. So while Deadpool can be his own worst weakness, a chosen counterpart seems to be Art's Achilles heel. This warrior angel-like archetype could be a default cosmic response to the demon clown's existence. So, now that we have Deadpool and Art's main strengths and weaknesses on the table, which of them has the advantage? Man, this is tough. On the one hand, Deadpool's cat-like athleticism could easily take out Art in close-quarter combat. On the other hand, if Art could ambush Deadpool and cut him in half, it would take some time for Deadpool to regenerate his legs. Of course, this would only prolong the fight, as both these guys just eventually recover and regenerate from what should be fatal injuries. So this would have to be settled on a final question. Or rather, a final girl kind of question. How do you kill either of these characters given they're practically immortal, like regenerative abilities? Is there actually a clear method to kill them? Well, let's take a look at the possible kryptonite for these two seemingly unstoppable forces. To kill Deadpool, the answer would be in a mutant inhibiting collar. This collar disables mutant powers and therefore bars his healing factor. If Art could get access to this power nullifying device and get it on Deadpool's neck, which is easier said than done, then Deadpool will be just a guy with cancer that Art can massacre to his delight. Now, as for Art, Deadpool would have to find the Chosen One and her magical sword. He would have to ally with the Chosen Final Girl, come up with a plan of attack, and tactically assist her to land a kill stroke on Art, while helping her not get killed in the process. However, the problem with this is twofold. One, we've seen that kill stroke. Sienna cut that demonic clown's damn head off in Terrifier 2, and Art still came back good as new, making you wonder if that magic sword just kind of delays the inevitable. And then problem 2 is that Deadpool doesn't exactly have a good track record of keeping his allies alive.
You think we didn't jump out of the plane because of a light breeze?
I'm only yelling to impress the other guys. Never let anything happen to you, Sugar Bear.
Laird! Hit it, big guy! There we go, Peter! Look at me! We're X-Force, right? We're X-Force, right? Oh my God, what the?
Okay, I'm over the convoy. Where did the rest of the team land?
Good news and bad news. Bad news is the whole team is dead. The good news is I don't think anyone's gonna miss Shatterstar. He was a bit of a prick. Oh, but Paul! Peter, we miss him most. But there is a slight chance Vanisher could make it. Nope, no chance. He's dead.
The whole team?
Only the main ones. We're still good.
While a battle of these two hard-to-kill hitters would be a close matchup, where variables in environment, preparation time, and resources will likely produce favorable outcomes for either guy, there still can be only one victor here. Comparing the two, it seems Deadpool is more like a samurai. He's a trained killer who's calibrated to take out other trained killers in either team battle, guerrilla warfare, or close-quarter duels. While Art is more like a ninja, he literally kills you in your sleep. His strength is in stealth, deception, and trickery. If they were to fight, Deadpool likely toys with Art. But does that mean he can actually kill him? The name of this game is who is actually the harder to kill. And based on our analysis of the keys to victory for both players, it's clear that Deadpool can be killed. There is an unquestionable method to end him with the inhibitor collar, whereas the supposition that a supposed Chosen One can stop Art the Clown is yet to prove itself true. Because the edge of Sienna's enchanted blade delivered the kill shot of all kill shots. But Art's still not dead, so we still don't really know if Art can actually be killed. Deadpool might have the powers of regeneration, but Art also has a regenerative ability, as well as a power of resurrection. Unless the next Terrifier film finally ends the clown show once and for all, we have to assume that Art is for all intents and purposes unkillable. And even if Sienna was to defeat him in Terrifier 4, if there's one thing we've learned from horror movies, just when you think they're dead, there always seems to be another, one last scare that's lurking in the shadows. And for that reason, the winner for hardest to kill goes to the Killer Clown. Hope you all have a happy Halloween.
Even if he was alive, which he isn't, wouldn't you want to get as far away from here as possible, as far away from you?
We both know this isn't over. I have to go back to the Terrifier.
It's still buried there, isn't it?
It might be the only thing that can stop them. Looking forward to the best Christmas ever, filled with fun, smiles, and laughter.
Oh, God. I gotta throw up in my mask.